Also on low emission zones, when we talk about, so there's a lot of hype between when we've seen कि cities थोड़ा सा move उनके ऊपर करने की कोशिश कर रही हैं. We have seen a lot of examples in global cities. Do you think India being such a crowded city, is that even possible?
See, the way we define our cities is very different from the way we define cities in West. Okay. Because for us, if you talk about cities, we are talking about, and I'm talking about mega cities, right? Like all these 10, 11 cities where the populations are going to be, are more than 4 million, literally. Low emission zones in certain pockets is possible, definitely. But I think two, three things need to happen. We need to have a very strong public transport infrastructure in place.
Okay.
Because when the alternative, viable alternative is not strong enough, if you're going to restrict certain thing, it becomes very challenging.
Yes.
So you have to create a very strong public transport infrastructure, and of course low emission zones is you can have walking, you can have people bringing their EVs being allowed, so that option is always there, so
Always there.
that really will work. And I would also say that we also need to create very strong road infrastructure and, you know, road networks in India. The quality of our roads, with very good footpaths, with very good hierarchy of streets, you know, arterial roads, collectors, sub-collectors and all that. We really need a very good infrastructure, because if you have very broken road network systems and then you say we'll do LEZ, it becomes very unviable for decision makers to make it happen. I really want LEZs,
Okay.
but the challenge would be that for them to implement this will not happen, because you need, so these are the fundamentals, PD. One is very good, this is an impetus for, of course, EV penetration, but I would say the fundamentals is extremely strong walking, cycling, public transport infrastructure as a viable alternative present, very good secondary road network has to be present.
Yes.
Then you are talking about, yes, let me create this LEZ zones
Zones.
impossible. So many organizations have done LEZs, and I keep talking to policymaker after policymaker. The challenge is they all like the plan, but the execution and the backlash they're talking about is going to be huge, because you actually don't have alternatives. That is the challenge we are in.
And any specific areas in Delhi or Bangalore do you see जहाँ ऐसा बन सकता है probably based in next 2-3 years you feel like could be the first pilot?
हर जगह बन सकता है.
Okay.
You bring all these elements together.
Okay.
NDMC
Anywhere it's possible.
has a very good area where, you know, it has good street networks and options. There are
Yes.
certain zones where you can definitely see in Delhi. Uh, Bangalore also, where you have strong infrastructure and order network. See, I'm saying that's why I don't want to comment just for the sake of saying it, right? You have to really look at the road infrastructure and network. You have to really look at the alternatives options, because you don't want people saying that, oh, I'm not able to get to my job. You don't want
That becomes a barrier.
that
Yeah,
becomes a
yes.
barrier, and it becomes a very unpopular moment for any
Yes.
decision makers to implement it,
100%.
right? So
Yes.
that is where we have to, when you're talking about LEZ, you have to look at, am I solving this problem for this commuters?
Yeah. It's just not one sort of one segment, but everybody actually should be included. Wow. इसी में एक और LEZs is one such thing. There's a lot of trending thing in happening like free bus travel that happens in various cities in India. What's your take on it?
I think many state governments have been able to do.
Yes.
It has really created a lot of opportunities for women to travel, right? And I've seen some initial findings and data where it has helped people who didn't have options. It has increased their ability for new opportunities. So from that angle, definitely has worked. It has brought a lot of vulnerable population and socially, socioeconomically weaker sections to be able to take benefit. So I would say it's really benefited, but I would also say that states have to fund this on a consistent basis and not create a narrative that, you know, it is creating losses to transport undertakings, right? Why would it be a loss? It's an economic opportunity for citizens, right? And you're focusing specifically on women. So I would really say that it has to become a long term policy which is funded. Then you, what is happening is you're saying free, and if states don't back it very strongly, then it will come across that, oh, STU सब losses में चल रहे हैं. So that narrative we really have to address.
No, on that, I see STUs anyways remain in losses. And ये एक अच्छा या बुरा बात नहीं है, but because we have also seen the ticket pricing of these buses is always very low.
So मैं तो loss word use ही नहीं करूँगा. क्योंकि that itself is actually a disservice to public transport.
Exactly.
क्योंकि वो if
It
you
needs to be cheaper.
if you leave it to them, they would increase the fare and they'll make it profitable. See,
Exactly.
it's a public good, it's a public service. So there you're not talking that making profit is my motive. It's a
Exactly.
service to the citizens.
And it's a comparison to education also. A lot of time that has been discussed. Government schools are not created for profits. So you may run that in losses also, but it's something for the...
So I would... I think
not losses again.
Even
again,
in a
it's not
discourse, we shouldn't be saying losses,
Yeah.
which we both have used. I would say that it should be seen as an opportunity that you're
Exactly.
investing in.
Yes. It's an investment for that larger good that you are
Yes.
actually seeing.
And you only need to find mechanisms to fund it.
Fund it.